Hey guys, it's another review of Big Brother Canada season 10. This is episode 18, and it was very interesting. Last we left off, we had Kevin using the power of veto, and Herman getting put on the block as a backdoor and getting sent home unanimously. Now we come to this week, and we go to the HOH competition. And I was I was a little worried. I was thinking, if certain people win, the people that I'm rooting for would probably get put on the block, which is mostly JC Lynn, Gino, because they're showmans. They're very big threats in the house, most likely to go up on the block. I don't like the way Marty's playing the game, but he's winning stuff. I got to keep him in there. And who else am I rooting for? Moose, because he was down on his luck. His boy Kyle kind of ruined his game the first week, and now he's kind of just on an island by himself, struggling to even get any allies on his side. So I was a little nervous coming to this week and seeing what the HOH competition is going to be and who's going to win. But it was another trivia HOH. And of course, goddamn Gino pulls it out. I don't know. He has a thing for trivia, and he remembers his days. I think he does a lot of studying. And yeah, he's good with memory comp. So he's winning this. And when we come down to the end, especially if it's going to be the final competition, it's going to come down to a trivia. And if he wins that, puts himself up there, ready to win, just got to give his speech, and he has the win. I mean, I'm rooting for him. He's top right now. The only problem is he's making bad alliances. Before they even got to the competition, Josh was already talking about he wants to put the showmans up on the block. And we got a strange sort of alliance grid work going there, where Helena, Josh, and Kevin are in alliance, a secret alliance. And Kevin, Helena, Marty, JC Lynn, and Gino also in alliance. And then everyone else just kind of thinks they're in alliance. I think Summer thinks she's cool with everybody, so she never really has to try. Was it Betty thinks she's very cool with Josh, and she thinks those two are tight. Like personal relationship wise, they're tight, but game wise, they're not, because she's not winning anything and he can't rely on her. But Gino wanted to get into alliance. He wanted to leave the alliance that he was in because he doesn't trust Marty, and he wants to get rid of Marty. Bad move, but that's what he wants to do because he doesn't trust him. Me personally, even though Marty betrayed him, I would keep Marty around simply because he provides a shield. And JC Lynn and Gino have too many wins under their belt. They have too big of a resume, and they're showmans. You're just cannon fodder at that point. You got to protect yourself, but they're just they're playing it cool. They think they have this. They think everything is going to be great. They don't have to worry about anything because so many people are trying to ally with them. And so Gino wants to leave that alliance with Kevin and Helena and Marty. He wants to leave that because Marty wanted that. Kevin wanted that alliance because there's 5 and that gives them a majority. And plus he's going to be aligned with people that can win stuff. Helena can't win anything, and he's only won a POV. So between the two of them, they can only count him. I see Josh and Betty and Kevin and Helena as mirrors, because Josh can win stuff. He's not doing that much winning. And Helena can't, Betty can't win anything. And same with Kevin. He can win stuff, but he's not really winning that much. And Helena is not winning anything. So, so they're just kind of mirrors. And it's funny enough that at least 3 of them are working together. So it's good for them to have that alliance. And I think that's what Kevin is thinking. He has that alliance. He has all these shields around him, and they get a majority number. He has them as shields. He has them as majority when he needs the numbers. And when things goes bad and people start targeting them, he's not going to be on the block next to them. Even if he was, he would stay, and he could just scanter off with his secret alliance with Josh and whatever Josh is doing, and he could just reform the numbers however he wants. I mean, that's the plus side of his sort of strategy. But Gino wants to get out of that alliance and form another alliance with Josh and Betty. And he's thinking like those 4, they'd be like power couple, which doesn't make any sense. Josh and Betty are not power couple. They don't have enough things on their resume to even make them a target that was comparable to you. It's just a bad move. And plus, Josh wants to get rid of you. I don't know. He's good at this game, but the way he viewed a game is just ridiculous, because he's not spending enough time talking to people, and that is always going to be the downside of a showmance. You don't want to do that. So that's pretty much this week. He's shopping around the idea of backdooring Marty. He doesn't want to make it a direct thing, so he's talking to people, seeing who's going to be a pawn. And he settled on Moose right away, as a joke, said, "Yeah, if you take me to Wendy's, if you take me to the Wendy's date, then I'll go on the block. Then I'll volunteer to go on the block," which he said it as a joke, but Gino started to really consider it. And then Summer, as she usually does, throwing competitions, kind of got on Gino's nerves. She's too comfortable in the game, and he's considering her as well for the block. And he doesn't want to put up Helena. I think Moose pitched Helena and Summer because those 2 have never touched a block, and that takes them those cards off their resume. But Gino doesn't want to put up Helena because she would probably save Marty. And he doesn't really know how close Helena and Kevin is, I think, but he still wants to keep that relationship with Helena and Kevin. I think that's what's influencing his decision. So he wants to get rid of Marty and then sort of reform something with them, which probably is going to work because they're kind of mercenary in this game. So, but they're not really fully solid on his side. So I don't know why he would do that. He would end up surrounding himself with weak players that all want to get rid of him if he's going after other competitors like this. It's not a good move. That's what he wants to do. He settled on, he was pitched a bunch of different ideas about who would go on the block, but he settled on his choice, which was Moose. And Summer kind of tried to threaten him a little bit when he sort of shopped the idea around to her, but he was just not intimidated. She can't win anything, even if she tried. So it's not really a big threat. But it was an interesting week. We're gonna see how it develops. We're gonna see how people's games are revealed, and especially Summer, we're gonna see how, when the pressure really gets on her, how she's gonna react. And I think her social game is going to fall apart like it should. I think she's so comfortable that she thinks that she's good, but she already lost trust with Betty because she was kind of iffy about voting out Betty instead of Herman, and she changed her mind and told Betty that she tried to reassure Betty that even though she was sort of wavering, she wanted those 2 them to really be, she values loyalty, and she wanted them to work together and be number ones. But I think the truth is she shopped the idea around with other people, and they told her that they're not voting that way. That's why it was a unanimous vote, and that's the only reason she did it. She would have definitely cut Betty if if it worked to her favor. But yeah, this is the week. We're gonna see how everything goes. See how the POV. If Marty gets to play in the POV and he and he holds the power, that is what I'm looking forward to. I want to see that game. Unfortunately, Marty wants to target Moose, which is one of my other people that I'm rooting for. And he's probably not going to use it on Moose, which would be the best case scenario if he does that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm looking forward to what the week holds. And yeah, till next time.